AFTV 3-2 to the Arsenal. Break down and analyse that game for me, because I know you're always good at doing that. Because it was such a good game.
It was. I don't often re-watch games when I go home because I like to just experience it in the stadium and then just kind of park it really. But that's one of those games I'm going to have.
Mad, man. I watched that Tottenham game about 12 times.
There are some games I make an exception
when we lose now.
Yeah. There are some games I make an exception for, but that's one of those games I'm absolutely going to go back and watch that, and I'll probably watch it tonight because there was so much to kind of take in. I had a little bit of a chat with Graham earlier because he was around, and I think, like you said, a lot of people were kind of questioning the Tomiyasu decision at the start. And I kind of felt that there's two things. I think one is around Tierney's fitness. So I suppose if we've got issues with Zinchenko, they probably don't want to push Tierney any further than they need to. And he did have some serious minutes on Thursday. I think the other issue is that, given that Salah's left-footed and he cuts in onto his right-hand side, if he's got Tomiyasu, who again
that's
is
what I think it was. That's what I think the genius move was. Because every time he came in, that's what I noticed. That every time he came in on that now. Bang, Tomiyasu was right in him. He was genius.
What you end up doing is trying to force Salah down the outside where he's not as strong on his right foot, and therefore, like I said, that kills the confidence. And the first 1v1 that he had, he absolutely dominated. And I think Salah, I don't think Salah wanted any more part of it after that. And sometimes, you get wingers that switch wings, but Salah didn't want any part. He wouldn't have wanted any part of Ben White either. So really, mentally, you've absolutely got him there. What I thought in the first half I found quite interesting, I need to go back and kind of watch it, was Liverpool's front four was so high. They were literally right on our back line. And at times what that meant was Granit Xhaka was also playing almost as an auxiliary centre-half, which then just meant the middle of the park was open. That's why we saw a Thiago masterclass, because actually Partey was kind of here, Ødegaard was over here, Xhaka's doing a job trying to fill in, because if they've got a front four that are playing high on our back line, what Arteta likes to do in those situations is kind of create numerical superiority. So if they've got four, we've got to go with five, just to always have that one spare man. So I think Klopp was kind of brave in terms of that, and it made for a great spectacle, because the game was absolutely unreal.
It was absolutely unreal. We got the result 3-2, and how big a result is that for Arsenal, do you feel, especially up here mentally, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's massive, because I think that we have been there and thereabouts. We've been really small margins, but what we haven't done is taken points consistently off Liverpool, off City, and off Tottenham away. And this is the start. This is the start to that. The game against City, when we go back to New Year's Day, was one of those games that we sit here and we were enthralled after it, but we didn't take any points. And I think someone else made the point that when you look at the Liverpool games over the last 3 or 4 years, the aggregate score is ridiculous. Like, they just thump us every time. It doesn't matter how well we're playing, how poorly they're playing. I mean, they haven't been playing great up until today, and they came here today, and it's such a great game, such a great game. One of the things, there's two things I do want to point out though. One was around the ref. I know that when we win games, people don't like to focus on referees, but I actually thought the referee today was horrendous. I thought it was really, really, really poor. And when you've got games at that level with teams of that magnitude, that again, when you get into the tail end of the season, and you're looking at difference between 1 point, 2 points goal difference, I thought the referee was horrendous today. I thought it was really, really, really poor. And the other thing I wanted to and I haven't seen it back because obviously I've been in the stadium, but I was so concerned about Jesus and the way he went down, and the fact that they didn't use a concussion substitution. Because to me, he looked
flat on his face, didn't he?
He looked spark out,
but surely if he was, they would have took him off. That was the only thing I was thinking, because I'm like,
I haven't seen it back, but it was.
But you're right. When I saw it fall, I'm like, he's going to have to come off.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, he then took another knock, and it was the second knock that he took on that they then ended up getting Nketiah on for 3 minutes in injury time. So when I go back today, I'll kind of watch it, because obviously I haven't seen the replays and all of the stuff. But I thought it looked like he caught an elbow, like just a stray forearm. It didn't look like anything particularly malicious from the picture that I saw. But that was a massive concern for me. But I mean, look, moving forward, I think we are a threat. We're a threat, and I think people have known it. But the challenge has always been, what do Arsenal then do when they go into those big games? And I think that what we're going to start to see now is the players believe in it, because we as fans believe it. We're all talking about competing for the league and that sort of stuff, and I think we can. I absolutely think we can compete for the league. I think if you look at Tottenham, we take the Tottenham side, they've had a couple of injuries, to Kulusevski being one, And actually, all of a sudden, you look at their bench last week, and they've got 6, 7 defenders on the bench, and no real attacking outlet that's going to change a game for them. I mean, yesterday they went with Son and Kane up top and left Richarlison on the bench, so they had that option coming off the bench, because otherwise they don't have it. If City get an injury to, Haaland, it just makes the game, the game fair again, doesn't it? But again, if they have serious injuries in some key positions, they would seriously struggle as well. So
you think we're in it?
Yeah, because I think we do talk about our injuries, and an injury to Partey, an injury to this player, an injury to that player, but I think it's the same for every team in the league, and I think therefore it's not as unfair a playing field as we think it is. I think it's a much more even playing field than we think it is, and I do genuinely think that given coming out of the World Cup and seeing what happens with injuries and players coming out of the World Cup and how we deal with the January transfer window, I think we could really be there.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.